We're only like 5, 6 days into 2025, and this entire year has already been a mess. And now today, we're going to hand out some nasty awards. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nick. It is currently 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm just getting home from work, and I'm kind of glad that it's so late because one, I can't be too loud because I live in an apartment building. I don't want to get cursed out by my neighbors. But two, I've had time to sit on this and process this. Because don't get me wrong, jokes are going to fly, but if I would have made this video like 8 hours ago, this would have been 10 times worse. But with me being mature in 2025, I've had time to process this. I've seen a lot of opinions online. I've read a couple articles. I actually read like 15 pages of the actual lawsuit. It was like 40 something pages. I'm not reading all that, but I got a good gist of what this case is. All this stuff that I'm about to read, this is all alleged. None of this as of right now is true. You are innocent until proven guilty, but this ain't looking good. It is a lot to cover, so let's just get straight to it. I'm gonna start with the Skip Bayless stuff. So I'm not gonna post this woman's picture, but you can find her if you just take a few seconds to look online. But I am gonna butcher her name, I'm sorry. Her name is Nushin Faraji. So basically a quick summary of all this, it's a lot of nasty going on at Fox Sports. So a former Fox Sports hairstylist alleges in a lawsuit that a network executive used his position to sexually harass women, as well as that Skip Bayless touched her inappropriately and propositioned her for sex. After starting work on the Undisputed Morning Show starring Bayless, the suit alleges he began giving Faraji lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breasts. The single mother alleges she repeatedly told Bayless she is not interested in him and that she did not date at work. She also claims that she told Bayless she was suffering from ovarian cancer after developing issues with her left ovary in an effort to halt his advances. She then says that instead, Bayless became more aggressive over the years. According to the suit, he allegedly offered Faraji $1.5 million to have sex with him and claimed that he could change her life. The suit also claims Bayless accused Faraji of sleeping with Shannon Sharpe, his co-star on Undisputed, Messy. As the suit alleges, approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Ms. Faraji. Ms. Faraji responded, "Skip, stop, you have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Ms. Faraji responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made that as an excuse to leave. Pretty much what this comes down to, basically with the entire entertainment industry, nothing that we already don't know. A lot of these dudes are sick. If this is true, if this is accurate, if this is true, Skip Bayless offered a woman $1.5 million so he can sleep with her and keep it on the low. And then this man said, "Aren't you Muslim? Don't your dad got like 3, 4 wives?" I just don't understand. Let's talk about the Joy stuff, because the Joy stuff, so Skip, he's just nasty. If this stuff is true, he's a creep like we see with almost every dude in Hollywood. The Joy Taylor stuff, I'm not pressing on her because she's a woman, but this stuff to me was really interesting. The Skip stuff, we see stuff like that all the time. If what the woman is accusing him of is true, I hope he goes away, Mr. Nasty. The Joy Taylor stuff, this stuff kind of broke my heart. I'm gonna try to summarize because this is a lot of stuff. So Ms. Faraji became friends with Joy Taylor around March 2016. She says that Joy Taylor was originally from Miami and she moved out to Los Angeles trying to get on TV, like with all people. And then in May 2016, Ms. Taylor asked Ms. Faraji to meet for a drink in Santa Monica. When Ms. Faraji arrived, she found Ms. Taylor with an older man, Fox Sports Executive Vice President of Content, Mr. Dixon. As Executive Vice President, Mr. Dixon is responsible for overseeing all content production at FS1. Ms. Faraji, however, did not know. Also, I forgot to note, we're going to get to it in a second, but Joy Taylor was married around this time. When Mr. Dixon went to buy another round of spicy margaritas, terrible drink choice by the way, Ms. Faraji would ask who he was. Ms. Taylor responded that he was just a friend. Following that night, whenever Ms. Faraji met with Joy Taylor for drinks or food, Mr. Dixon would either arrive with Ms. Taylor or show up later in the night and leave with Ms. Taylor. She says that whenever Mr. Dixon would come around, he would buy them all food and drinks, and just based off of their body language, she suspected that the two of them were sleeping together. And around this time, she also knew that Joy Taylor had just got married, but she decided to keep it to herself. So fast forward to around July 2016, and words were spreading around the Fox Sports office that a new show was coming and that it was going to be a big deal, and it would star Mr. Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, what we now know as Undisputed. It was known that Fox was looking for a woman with significant TV experience to also star. Therefore, it came as a surprise when Fox announced that Miss Taylor, who was a bartender and radio host in Miami with very little TV experience, would be the moderator of the new show, a sports debate program Skip and Shannon Sharp undisputed. She also said that Skip did not want Joy Taylor to be on the show, but Mr. Dixon was very adamant that Miss Taylor should star, and at first Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor where she arrived in provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. Time out real quick, I ain't gonna hold you, I would have folded, but back to this. But Miss Faraji also says that during that dinner or after that dinner, Skip wasn't really going for it, he wasn't really feeling her, and the only reason why he put her on the show was for a favor for Mr. Dixon. And then fast forward to January 2017 where they were all at a birthday party with employees, and apparently this guy Mr. Dixon approached her and he asked the bartender for a drink and then placed his arm on Miss Faraji's lower back. He asked how she was doing, if she was having fun, and if she wanted a tequila shot. Miss Faraji felt very uncomfortable by his unsolicited touch and responded, "No thank you." Mr. Dixon then moved his hand lower and started rubbing her body and grabbing her buttocks. All of this stuff is crazy, but this part really kind of just made me look at Joy differently. If this is true, this is all alleged, but it was just like, damn, like, this is how you move in, especially this part. So Miss Faraji knew that Joy Taylor and Mr. Dixon was sleeping together, so she tried to open up to her because she wanted to tell somebody about her experience at the bar, and she says that Miss Taylor responded, "Get over it." And she explained that she herself only had a job because of Mr. Dixon, and that Miss Faraji only had a job because Miss Taylor requested her. She warned that Mr. Dixon could take both away. So then, if you fast forward even further, another woman was also mentioned in this lawsuit, but her name was withheld. Her name was just referred to as anonymous. She says that she was hired at Fox Sports, but she was quickly let go after she refused to have sex with Mr. Dixon. So after that happened, Miss Faraji said that she called Joy Taylor to convey what Anonymous had stated, and she says that Miss Taylor responded, "No one gives a about Anonymous or the talk show host who had reported Mr. Dixon." And then this really pissed me off. She was letting this dweeb, Acho, get the cheeks. So approximately around February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with the man, which we later found out that that's Emmanuel Acho. Dork. So according to her, she says that Joy Taylor was sleeping with Mr. Dixon and Emmanuel Acho at the same time, and she said that she became alarmed and she warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that could become very angry. This is another part that really sticks out. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. But the thing that really sticks out to me is that with that lawsuit, what she's alleging is that if anything was going to happen to Joy, she was just going to say, "This dude forced himself onto me." It's just with all this stuff, it's so many layers to all this. Like with Skip, let's just start with Skip first off. If what Miss Faraji, I'm probably butchering her name, if what she's saying is true about him coming on to her, being this creep, and then with Mr. Dixon, you know, touching her backside at the birthday party that they were at, I just don't understand some men, and this is not me trying to pander. Like for me, at my workplace, I'm scared as hell to talk with any of my female coworkers because I don't want anything to even be alleged when it comes to me. These dudes be out here, especially in the TV industry, especially, I don't know what goes on in California. They just move, even with all the Me Too movement and stuff like that, they move like they are literally Teflon. Like nothing is going to happen. They're not worried about anything getting exposed. They're just so, I don't know if it's just caught up in power. I don't know if they've done this in the past and they just always got away with it. But to me, it's just so crazy that this stuff still in 2024, 25 at this point, is still happening. As a heterosexual man, it is not hard to not be a creep. And then with the Joy Taylor stuff, if this stuff is true and she's sleeping with one of the executives in the building, on a deeper level, like all jokes aside at this point, the state of female journalism is already a mess. Every female journalist, for the most part, I'm sure they're in locker rooms, especially like with NFL locker rooms, NBA locker rooms, I'm sure they've heard the worst kind of stuff. I'm sure these dudes, these jacked up athletes, have made multiple comments, multiple gestures, anything to these attractive women who are in locker rooms or doing these interviews with people. And the stigma around female journalists has always been, and the same thing with women in corporate America at high levels. They slept their way to the top. Women have to hear that all the time. And then in this case, if it actually comes out to be true that Joy Taylor did sleep her way to the top, and she already had the nepotism thing. She's Jason Taylor's younger sister, I believe, or older younger sister, whatever. But her brother is a Hall of Fame football player. She's a beautiful woman who just apparently, according to her, just randomly popped up on the scene, and she's having sex with one of the executives at their company. And then on top of that, she's having sex with another coworker at the same time. If this is true, it's bad and sad on so many levels. Because for one, as a woman, it's already hard enough because as a woman today, if you aren't beautiful or anything, if men don't find you sexually attractive, you're not going on TV. A lot of these young reporters, a lot of these young anchors, do you notice that a lot of them are fine as hell? And then when it comes to the men, you got these fat dudes, you got these nerds. It don't matter when it comes to the men, but the women, if you don't look good, you're not getting on TV. So not only do you need to look good and you need to deal with men basically saying that you're only here because you look good, now you also have to deal with men that just going to automatically assume, oh, she slept with somebody to get in this position. So if you're a young girl and you want to get into sports media, you better hope you look good. You better hope that men are sexually attracted to you. And then it's like, if you want to take that next step, in some cases, you might be expected to give it up. And for all parties involved, I hope that none of this is true. And not to say that I hope a woman is lying, blah, 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 but I just hope, as a fan of Joy and Skip, I just hope these allegations aren't true. It's so many talented women that are really good at their jobs. Like you have people like Taylor Rooks, you have people like Mina Khans, you have people like Chiney Ogwumike, you have people like Kay Adams, you have people like, did I already say Taylor Rooks? And I'm bad with a lot of names, like Duncan or something. I don't want to, something Duncan on ESPN. She's also dope as hell. It's like, it's a lot of talented women that are out here doing their thing. And it's already hard enough to get your foot in that door. And the fact, if this is true, the stigma around female journalists is going to be even worse. And all these beautiful women are just going to be hearing, oh, you had to sleep with somebody to get into this position. And then Skip being a creep, man, it's just, bro, it is not hard. It is not hard to not be a creep. Fellas, you do not need to try to sleep with every single woman that you come across. And it's coworkers. Stay away from coworkers. Go look at your training videos that corporate makes you do, those little 5-minute BS corporate videos about HR and working and sexual harassment in the workplace. Go look at those videos because y'all are the reason they make us watch those stupid stuff. This is just unfortunate. Again, these are all allegations. We do not know if any of this is true yet. Fox Sports, I believe, they have not put out a statement. They just said that they take all this stuff seriously, blah, blah, blah. They're looking into it. Like the basic generic corporate response. I just don't get it, bro. If women are giving it up like this, bro, if you watching this, please like, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to this. I need to get my subscribers up so I can get some clout, man, because these women out here just giving it up like that, which is crazy to me. You know, consensual, of course. I can't pull none of these bad IG models if it says I only got like 1,400 subscribers. I need to get those numbers up. So please like, subscribe, help a brother out, treat me like a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid or something like that. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this topic? I've seen a lot of opinions online, especially on Twitter. If you respond with a comment, please keep it PG because I know this can go all over the place. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell someone you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.